Good morning, it's Saturday the 2nd of November. Hope you are all good, I hope you're all well and are enjoying this autumnal weather that we're having. Today is the first day I've got my winter hat on. Have you pulled out your hats, gloves and scarves yet? Grab yourselves a cosy drink and settle in because this weekend is going to be a super cosy one. I have just had the most beautiful pear French toast in Groundworks. Absolutely delicious. They change their menu up each season and their autumn menu is incredible. This weekend is one of those weekends that we really look forward to every year. It's bonfire weekend for us. On Sunday we are going over to the village that I grew up in. We will go to the pub with our family, have a nice drink, and then we will walk down with the whole village to the local fireworks. We are over in our local town in Hitchin this morning and I'm going into the charity shops. I particularly want to start looking for silk fabric ready for our Christmas wrapping. Last year I found that wrapping up presents in silk just looks incredibly beautiful in black, forest green and gold. So come and join me, let's explore the charity shops in town this morning. Well, as always, that was a lovely morning in town. I did manage to pick up one thing from the brand new charity shop. So we've got a new charity shop called Willow, which is down the arcade. It was so beautiful inside and I could have spent a lot more money, but I did stick to what I was looking for. Last year, GB and I made the decision that we were going to stop using wrapping paper at Christmas time for our own gifts to one another. We now use beautiful fabric that we have found out and about for our Christmas presents, and I have to say they look beautiful. We've found that silk is the best fabric to wrap with because the knots really hold, and you sometimes can find beautiful silk scarves in charity shops, so that is in my mind all the time. But also we're trying to keep to our colour scheme of our Christmas decorations, which is black, forest green and gold. In my bag I have found a beautiful large fabric scarf that will be great for some of those bigger presents. Unfortunately it's not silk, but I know that we could use black ribbon just to make sure that the present is really secure. Let's have a look inside and see what you guys think. So this is the print of the scarf that I have chosen. What I really liked about this scarf was the gold shimmer that you can see. Look how big the scarf is. So what we tend to do is double them up. That's how large this one is. Squares work really well, but rectangles also work. So this is a rectangular shape. I know that this would be great for a bigger sized gift. There's something else that we do with the fabric. We put a little gift note on. I say we, it's the royal we, it's me. I secure a little tag to the fabric just to say the date that it was purchased and where it was purchased from, because GB and I travel up and down the country, and sometimes fabric's bought in all sorts of places, like in Bath, Canterbury, York, Stamford, just to name a few. And it's nice to have those memories. I tend to put on the tag if something big has happened that day, maybe something funny or something that we really want to remember. And last year it was so nice because we read the tags as we were undoing the gifts. So it almost gave like an extra element to opening presents together, because we all know it's not really about things, it's about memories. The memories are so important, and it's just so nice for us to look back at. Now this one was £2.50. What we found last year is both of us had favourite materials. We took it in turns one evening to have the box of fabric and then just pick out a piece of material each that we would use for wrapping. Over the weekend, I will share with you exactly how I wrap gifts with fabric, because it may be something that you are keen to introduce in your family. Right, so I was happy with that purchase. That was great. That will be added to the box. Thinking about what I may write on the tag today, probably something about eating French toast in Groundworks, and maybe that we noticed that the trees at the Broadway Gardens have finally lost their leaves. I have got the afternoon to myself. GB is possibly toying with the idea of doing some DIY. We may be having one of our friends come round this evening, so I've got a few hours before then. And I was thinking, how shall I spend my afternoon? I could go to a garden centre, which is up there. There's nothing more fun than looking at new plants. Not that I need any, because I bought one last week. If you've caught up with last weekend, you'll know that I did a really big come shopping with me, and I managed to buy a houseplant in IKEA. So many Christmas things in IKEA, by the way. I'm not sure if you've been yet this season, but do get down there or check out the vlog for a little sneaky peek of what's in store. Options for this afternoon. I'm thinking, I feel like window shopping. I love window shopping around this time of year. It gives you really good ideas for the festive season. You can almost pre-plan what you're going to buy people, if not buy it while you're still there, and spread out the cost. That's always handy, isn't it, to do that? It's something that I used to do with my mum and my sister in the late autumn. We used to pick up those catalogues. Do you remember at the front of the store, after Halloween, you would see catalogues for Christmas. I remember picking up Boots, obviously Argos. I mean, we all had the Argos one. I remember Boots in particular had their catalogue at the front of the store. And I remember as a child dreaming about having a stocking full of makeup. Mid-afternoon shopping in the autumn, slightly getting cold, the lights are coming on. There's almost a warmth to the shop, and then you get that excitement about getting back home ready for the Saturday evening. And we had to be in for the generation game. Who remembers the generation game? These days it's more about getting back to put Strictly Come Dancing on, something really warming and something sparkly around this time of year. If you're up for a little bit of window shopping, so am I. I'm going to grab my coat, I'm going to say goodbye to GB, and then we can get out. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going yet. I'm just thinking, do you ever say, let's just go where the car takes us? That's what I feel like I'm going to do this afternoon. I haven't said what I'm wearing today. I often forget to say that bit. I've had a few comments from people just asking me where things are from. Today I'm wearing a Primark Cashmere Blend jumper with my Vinted coat. This is the best Vinted purchase ever. I'm wearing Jules jeans, Primark Edit over shoulder bag. I bought this last week and it was £12. What a bargain. Haven't got my boots on yet, so I'll show you those. Boots are Jules navy suede with a mustard yellow tag at the back. Mum used to work in Jules in town, so the whole family have a lot of Jules clothing. I'm actually wearing a pair of socks that Mum bought me one Christmas. These are Jules socks. They've got this tiny little robin on. My mum's been passed away quite a few years now, so when I wear something that belonged to my mum or something that my mum got me, it always feels a little bit extra special. My other half and my sister's other half have got the most wonderful collection of Jules socks. Both of them, I'm going to say this, I probably shouldn't say this, but both my other half and my sister's other half love their socks from Jules so much that they actually have holes in them, but they will not let them go because my mum bought those socks for them and the boys absolutely loved her. They just can't part with them. I just love that I've got my winter hat on today. It's definitely needed because you won't believe this. Well, you probably will believe this if you live in the UK. It started to rain. It was sunny this morning and it's raining now. Of course it's raining. It's November in the UK. It's going to rain a lot this month and I'm totally here for it. Before we know it, there's going to be frosty mornings galore. Classic FM's on. I just love life. I never used to really listen. I'll just turn it down while I'm talking. I never used to really listen to Classic FM. My sister got me onto it and I've not looked back. I find it so peaceful when I'm working. If you live in the UK, you'll know the name Alexander Armstrong. He does the game shows like Pointless. He presents on Classic FM every morning and I love him. But my sister and I have a bit of a fight over him because she says that she loves him more. I said, let's go where the car wants to take us, and it wants to go left. When we go to Bath, in the hotel that we stay in, the Gainsborough Bath Spa, they have Classic FM on in all of their hotel rooms. And I remember one night, GB and I stayed up late, and I fell asleep with it on, and it was the best night's sleep I ever had. GB then bought me a little Roberts radio for our bedroom, and now I have Classic FM on every single night. They have a calm section and it's helped me so much to regulate my sleep. It just really helps to put you into a relaxation mode. If you are struggling to sleep, have a think about Classic FM because you may find that you really do like it. Well, I'm here. I say I'm here. You don't know where I am. The car has driven us to B&M, which is just maybe 4 minutes from ours. I thought I'd start here, see what damage I can do. I've never seen the car park look so busy. I think there are a lot of people who have probably had the same idea as me, just getting out just for a few hours to get back. It's really drizzly today, so it's not like people are going to be gardening or sweeping up their leaves or things like that because it's just too wet. As I was driving here, I was just having a little think, and I like to have a theme or a topic when I go into a shop because otherwise I can get very distracted very quickly and end up with loads of things in my basket that I actually don't need. After mentioning about the sustainable gift wrap that we now do at home, I was thinking, I wonder what sustainable gifts I can find out and about. So that is my theme. I'll try and hunt down sustainable decorations, sustainable gifts, maybe a few sustainable stocking fillers and presents, that sort of thing. I won't really know until I get in there. Let's go and do some window shopping and see what's new in store. Small gingerbread houses, £2. GB may have won the skeleton decorating competition, but can he win a gingerbread house competition? Definitely going to buy a couple of these. Oh, look at these. Oh, these are lovely. Aren't they gorgeous? Gingerbread train. They are just so adorable, aren't they? These are £1. Little gingerbread houses. There's not very many of those left. And maybe this is the last one actually. They also have the letters to Santa cookies. They're £4 for a lovely little stocking filler. I'm only at the entrance of the shop. Going to be here ages, I'd have thought. Anybody for a Rudolph cake? Look, he's like the Colin the Caterpillar, but Rudolph. How cute. Wouldn't these look lovely on a Christmas table? Great little sustainable stocking filler idea. Quite a few different matchsticks in glass jars. Pink ones. Larger matchsticks there. I think these ones are my favourite ones. £4 plant spray. Another great sustainable gift. Glass vase. Those ones are £3. And then down here, £4. A little tea light holder. We have these. I love amber glass. A lovely stocking filler idea. A little room diffuser at £4. Clementine spice, £5. Looks lovely, doesn't it? That would look really nice in the bathroom. These little baskets are just gorgeous. I think they'd look great in my sister's kitchen, maybe with a little Christmas tree inside or something. Thought these were a nice gift in a cardboard box. Snuggle Ladies Platform Mules. We've got them in the mink colour too. Here's a little sustainable gift. English tea, what a lovely tin. Oh dear, I'm in the same place. I always end up here. £12 these in the pots. What lovely pots they are. Love this one. Isn't that a gorgeous colour? We have quite a few of these. These cope really well in dark rooms like a bathroom. These terrariums are gorgeous. They would make a lovely sustainable gift. They're £15. Aren't they lovely? Really nice to take with you if you're staying somewhere for Christmas as well. They're lovely. More little terrariums here. These ones are £10. Again, I just think they make such a great gift. Do you have an advent calendar at home? I think I'm going to make one this year, but I'm actually drawn to this one down here. This one's a little Christmas house. £10. Hugs and kisses, Christmas wishes. Got chocolate balls, Christmas tree, soft candy. Oh, I love that. I really like this, but I've got my own idea to make one this year. I absolutely love window shopping. This just feels so nice. I know I'm not going to be spending a lot of money. I'm distracted right now by the huge party rings. It's really nice to get out, to get back on this rainy Saturday that we're having. These festive placemats, I really like these at £6. What a beautiful mug. I don't know how much that one is. Let's say this mug is £3. It's a bit big for GB and I. We love a small coffee cup. But if you love a big coffee cup or you're a tea drinker, this is just gorgeous. I feel like this has got a lot of hygge, cosy vibes. There's a lovely gingerbread serving board there at £4. Oh, and look down here, a little gingerbread man serving board. That is so cute. That's also £4. If you're like me and not keen on a flame of a candle, these gorgeous LED Christmas trees are here at £10. They're white, and then also what's here? These are also £10. Winter Spice scented. What a great idea. Scented LED candles. The box is open. I'm going to have a quick smell. Yeah, they do smell. They're not very strong. But they're £10. There's more LED candles here. These are £10 as well. Let's take a look at the most beautiful sustainable decorations they've got in B&M. These are £2. They've just got the tree on the one side, not on the back, but they're gorgeous. These are green glass baubles at £3 each. Wow, I love these little bells. They'd make a great gift. They are £2.50 each. Another little glass decoration here of reindeer and Christmas trees at £3. We've got quite a few wooden stars at home. These are £2 each. They're lovely, aren't they? There we go. A garland that is sustainable. A wooden garland at £5. How about over here? Is there anything sustainable? What are these? Metal hearts, £2.50 each. And I think, yes, they have little stars as well. They're cute, aren't they? Got the china bells there at £3. These Nordic Noel bells are lovely. These are £6, made of metal and rope. Right, back in the car. And I don't know what the time is now. Let's have a look. What is the time? 3:21. And it's quite dark. The nights are drawing in so fast. Cars are still coming into the car park. People have definitely got the same idea as me. Christmas aisles were quite busy at times. You may be somebody who's similar to me and just enjoys looking and embracing what's in the shops now. You may be somebody who already has your Christmas tree up. If you have your Christmas tree up, please let me know in the comments. There was two types of people in B&M. You either had your Christmas hat on or you didn't. Some people were avoiding those aisles and other people had trolleys full of decorations and just embracing the whole experience. I really like seeing what's in the shops. I call it window shopping because I'm not necessarily there to buy all of the Christmas stuff up because we don't need anything in particular. But at the same time, I love to see what the shops have got in. I really like to look at decorations and appreciate them. I couldn't leave B&M empty-handed, but I didn't buy a lot. How do you feel about seeing Christmas things in the shops? So when you see this will be the second week of November. Are you somebody who will walk straight past that aisle and wait until December? Or do you like to go down, have a sneaky peek and just see what's on trend this year? I'd love to know what you think. Also, are you very traditional when it comes to your Christmas decorations? Do you like to have the same decks every year or do you like to switch them up? How does it work with you? I would love to know. Christmas films are on my telly from pretty much after Halloween, especially with channels like Christmas 24 or channels where you can have Christmas films all day. Being a child, we never had anything like that. My sister and I had a night together last week. It's actually on Halloween. We had the night together at my best friend's house. My best friend was out and we were dog sitting, which we absolutely love to do. We picked up the remote control, looked at one another and said, Christmas film? So we watched quite a few Christmas films together on Halloween. The perfect way to spend Halloween, I would say, is watching Christmas movies. Couldn't leave B&M empty-handed, and I know how much you all enjoyed our biscuit decorating skeleton competition. As you probably know by now, GB did win that biscuit competition, but I'm up for a new challenge. And I bought these gingerbread houses. So they were £2 each. They come with basically everything that you need. They come with the gingerbread, the icing and the sweets. Probably end up finding just a few more little bits and pieces so that we can go head to head and make them as individual as we like. If you enjoyed our previous challenge, I'm sure that you'll enjoy this one also, and that will be coming up at some point on the channel. I also do a little Christmas activity with candy canes. I'll keep that as a surprise and I'll share that with you as we move up towards Christmas. We have enough time just to drive through this retail park to the other side where there is a Home Bargains. Let's go and see what sustainable Christmas things they have there. Still busy of people coming in. Sainsbury's is just behind me on the way round to Home Bargains, so I thought I'll just quickly pop in here. I did up an hour and then the car just sort of stopped because I did say the car is going to let me know what it wants to do, and it wants to stop at Sainsbury's. Let's go and see what they've got in store. Any sustainable Christmas gifts? Are you a toast family? This is a lovely Christmas gift. Butter and jam, £12. Candle holders, they're at £15. They have a huge selection of oils for diffusers at £3. These LED candles are a great price at £5, and why I really like them is they're not white. Quite often you see the white version, so I think I'm going to pick myself up a couple of these. The ones I've got from Amazon I think were nearly £20. And for the bakers in the family, the wooden cake stands at £18, metal and acacia wood measuring cups at £10, a lovely sustainable Christmas stocking gift, £5 mince pie cutters. Do you have a Sudoku fan? £8 wooden Sudoku set. Oh, they have these again this year. I bought this last year for GB and I. A recipe book, £8. Little pocket games at £3. These are gorgeous. I'll probably end up buying the pair. £12 each. £10 for the wooden noughts and crosses. If you've got somebody who loves playing cards, then this is a great gift. A bottle opener, £4. Back in the car from Sainsbury's, I spent quite a bit of time in there. Picked up my poppy for Remembrance Day and one for GB, and I also did pick up the LED candles. I bought 2 lots of these for tablescaping and that sort of thing. I really thought they were such a great price at £5. I should say that these are battery operated. We recharge the batteries using a rechargeable battery station from IKEA, which I think was around £15, and they also do rechargeable batteries there, and they last for ages in the candles. There's a real buzz around the shops, and I'm wondering if it's because lots of places will be doing their fireworks displays tonight. Ours is tomorrow night. There's a sense of real excitement in the air today, and that will definitely be us tomorrow evening. The night is really drawing in. It's almost dark. Let's head round to Home Bargains before it gets too much darker out there. Then we will head home. I've been on the phone to GB and we are going to have a Saturday night tea, melted cheese and Marmite on ciabatta bread, and I really can't wait. It is really busy everywhere. I think sometimes if you feel like you want a day at home and it gets to the afternoon, it's almost like you get a little bit of, what do they call it when you've been stuck inside? What do they call it when you've been stuck inside all day and you just need to get out? If you've been stuck inside all day, that's what I'm trying to explain. That feeling of being stuck inside all day and you just need to get out. Cooped up. If you've been cooped up all day, it's nice just to get out for an hour. Home Bargains, same theme applies. What sustainable Christmas things do they have? Decorations and gifts. A sustainable stocking filler, a bamboo toothbrush at 99p. Great little sustainable gifts here. We've got the festive bingo at £2.99 and festive snap £1.29. These radio Santa tins are really lovely at £3.99. Do you have a train lover? The Polar Express £3.99 for this tin. containing cookies. Glass jar full of pick and mix at $9.99. The nutcrackers next to them are $3.99. Really like their tins in here. This Santa's bus is $2.99. Wooden and slate cheese board at $9.99. We have one of these and sometimes use it as part of our coffee station. They also have some tea lights here at 99p. Now, do they have anything sustainable in the Christmas decoration department? They have a Hessian tree skirt at $4.99. These are paper decorations at $3.99, but they are in a plastic container, but unfortunately it doesn't tick the whole sustainable box. Paper honeycomb trees at £1.29. It's dark, I'm back to the car, it's 5 p.m. and there's definitely a buzz in the air. When I was in Home Bargains, I heard a family say, come on, we've got to hurry up because we're going to the fireworks tonight. So definitely feels like there's that excitement in the air, and that will be us tomorrow. I didn't pick up anything in Home Bargains. If I was to put these stores in order, I felt that B&M was really good for sustainable Christmas decorations, particularly. I thought that Sainsbury's had good sustainable Christmas gifts, and then Home Bargains, although this Home Bargains is quite small and I have been to larger ones and I know that they do a bigger selection of sustainable bits and pieces there. That was a good way to spend the afternoon. It got me out and about, it gave me a focus and gave me some really good ideas as well. I'm going to head home, have a bath, put something nice on the iPad while I'm having my soak. GB and I are going to have our tea together. We're not sure if our friend's heading over, but it sounds like we've got a nice evening planned. That's how dark it is. It's dark.
All of these places I've been, they don't feel like forever. But each step I'm taking, it seems like I'm finding myself. Oh, 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 oh. I've searched for gold and I've uncovered all kinds of treasure, but I take it all in.
It's Sunday, the 3rd of November. I've got myself a decaf. I've already had 2 caffeinated drinks, one early on this morning. I woke up about 7:30 today and everywhere was quiet. And I thought to myself, I've got 2 options. I either go back to sleep or I wake up and I just enjoy the peace. So I woke up and I just enjoyed the piece. It was wonderful. I did crack on with a little bit of vintage dress work. I've had a few orders this week. There is a dress that I'm going to show you later on today, an order for the UK. It's a beautiful Christmas dress, black velvet, green taffeta. Cannot wait to show you, and I'll show you that later on. Today is one of our favourite days in the whole calendar because it's bonfire night, and we love bonfire night. As I mentioned yesterday, we go back to my old village. So nice because GB's also got strong connections with the village. We go to the local pub, and one of the best bits is the music in the pub, the atmosphere, the families gathering, putting on their Wellington boots, pulling down their hats, wrapping up in their scarf and their gloves for the first time of the year. I wore my woolly hat yesterday for the first time. That felt so good. And today I'm definitely going to be wearing a scarf, even if it's mild, because obviously it's bonfire night and that is what you do. It's a family day that we very much look forward to. My sister and her family come along. It's just one of those lovely community evenings. So many people that we know. You're saying hello to this person, that person. GB's having a chat with so-and-so. I'm having a chat with so-and-so. Before I became an advisor for the local authority, I used to work in several of the village schools around where I live now. One of the activities that the 4 and 5-year-olds used to love this time of year, when I would go to the stock cupboard and bring out the biggest reel of black backing paper. That's the paper that schools put up on their display boards. Mrs. P, the children and I would move all of the tables and chairs out of the way. We would gather newspaper and cover the floor with as much as we could possibly find. And we would roll out the black backing paper across the classroom. We would have the mix up powder paints. Who remembers those? So you'd have powder paint and you'd mix it with water, and you'd make it really quite thick, really gloopy. The children would put their paintbrush into the pot, get as much paint on as they possibly could, pull it out, and then I would let them throw the paint onto the backing paper Whilst we were doing that, Mrs. P would be singing songs, there'd be musical instruments playing, the children would be making sounds that the fireworks make, like whee and pop, 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 pop. And we would create this beautiful fireworks display. The thing I'm going to say next, some of you may absolutely hate the idea of this. So I'll start saying it, but don't worry if you want to put your hands over your ears. Because what we would do at the end, when all the paint is on the paper, I would say to the children who would like to have some glitter in their hands. If they wanted to, they could cup their hands together and Mrs. P and I would come along with the glitter and give them all some glitter in their hands. We would stand around the fireworks display and Mrs. P and I would demonstrate how to get the glitter across the backing paper. We would count to 3 and then let the children sprinkle as much glitter on as they liked. It was one of those display boards that was really simple to do, but there was so much learning that came out of creating a fireworks picture like that. The activity led up to bonfire night. In the village, the fireworks display always falls on the Sunday closest to November the 5th. Everybody in the class would attend the fireworks display and it's actually got bigger and bigger and bigger each year. But when the children would attend back to school on the Monday, we would then talk about the event that we had all been to, and then we would create our own poems. The children would always talk about that week. It was something that when they would leave in year 4, they used to talk about in their leavers assembly because it was just such a joyous week. I've got some really exciting news to share. I literally cannot believe that this is at the tip of my fingers. Is that the right saying? Tip of my fingers, or is it this is at my fingertips? Anyway, what I mean is this is so close to happening. I'm just hoping that it all goes through. Yesterday evening we had a friend join us for tea and I made ciabatta as I said I was going to. Ciabatta, cheese and Marmite. Some of the ciabatta just had the cheese on. We had a lovely evening, but it meant that it was quite a late night. So I went to bed around, I would say, 11:30, 11:45, which is quite late for me. And I had a quick look on Facebook. Now, I very rarely go on Facebook these days. It's just not one of those platforms that I use very often. For some reason, a post popped up and it said, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. It said, this lady was looking for a co-gardener for her allotment space. She's moving to Cambridge for work. She's going to keep half the plot herself, but she's going to be away for 2 or 3 years. And she's looking for a co-gardener to share the space. I have been looking for an allotment space for such a long time. I don't know how it works in your local authority, but here in Hertfordshire, there's no waiting list. You have to go onto the website every day and just be lucky to click and one be available. You click and there's nothing available, nothing available, nothing available. I think because it was late at night and the lady had typed up the post quite late herself, I was the first person to reply. And I really think I'm going to get an allotment. And the great thing is, it's just 5 minutes down the road from mine, so I can take a coffee, I can come and go as I please. My sister said this morning, it's a great time of year to get hold of an allotment because you're prepping now for next year. The downside is, I don't know anything about growing vegetables. Nothing. I'm probably not even sure what grows in the ground and what grows above the ground, but I am here to learn. I really hope that this goes through and it's something that I can share in my journey on YouTube. I'm not sure where to start. Do you grow vegetables yourself? Do you have an allotment? Do you have space in your garden? As you know, we live in an apartment, so this is so ideal for me. I'm just really hoping that it all goes through. I'm sure you can tell I'm very, very excited. Please do help me. Where do I start? What do I need to think about? What do I need? Of course, I'll keep you all updated in the allotment diaries. GB's out and about this morning with my youngest stepson. So I've got the house to myself, but I just want to get a few Sunday morning jobs done because he's due back about 12. I'm looking up there, that's where my clock is. He's due back about 12 and then we're going to head out for a coffee. You probably know this by now, but we are both coffee lovers and we love going to the local coffee shops. We try and mix it up over the weekend so that we spread ourselves across all of our local independents in our local town.
There's a friction in my conscience. Am I too far gone? Does the good mean there must be
Hello. You all right? Good morning.
Time finds a way to get us back to the start again. To get us back to the start again. To get us back to the start. Life finds a way to bring us back where it all began. To bring us back where it all began. To bring us back where it all began. Life is beautiful,
We're home from lunch out. We ended up going to the Hermitage for a nice coffee, and then we both had a bagel. I have the most beautiful vintage dress here that I'm about to iron. Once it's been ironed, I will reveal it to you. It's absolutely stunning. One of my lovely customers who lives in the UK has bought this black velvet and green taffeta dress. The dress has been very carefully washed and I'm about to press it now. I will always press taffeta when it's damp. So this one's got a lining. That's the thing with vintage dresses. You always have a lining. I've taken off the steam because the material is already wet. So I'm trying to dry out the fabric as I'm going along. Oh, this is coming up beautifully. I'm going to bring the camera right over so that you can see how I'm ironing this taffeta. You'll be able to see that the fabric's quite creased where it's been washed. Here I have ironed this section already, but let's show you exactly how I do this. Taffeta's making a comeback, and one of the questions I'm most often asked is, how do you iron it? I always iron it when it's damp. You can see how beautifully it comes up. So you can see those creases just here. Let's get the iron over, and I'm just doing small circles, and those creases are gone. This is such a gorgeous Christmas green. I'll do one more section so that you can see. It's quite therapeutic, isn't it, seeing something? So you've got the creases there. I'm going to run over. I've taken off the steam because this is drying the dress as we go. There we go. Taffeta really is very easy to look after. Some people are a little bit afraid of ironing taffeta, but you don't need to be. Just iron it when it's damp. I honestly think that the Christmas collection that we've got this year in the shop is the best Christmas collection that we have ever had. There's lots of vintage Laura Ashley, there's vintage Liberty, there's vintage bow back dresses. Have you noticed that on the high street at the moment there are plenty of dresses with bows at the back? As many of you will know, a dress with a bow at the back is extremely classic. It never ever dates. Seasonally dressed is known for its quality. I've been very fortunate over the years to work with The Crown on Netflix. There's around 50 to 60 stunning evening dresses featured on Series 5 and the beginning of Series 6. It really was a pleasure working with such an iconic TV show. I think that really was the start of me taking my vintage dress business incredibly seriously. And I had a decision to make because at this stage I had left the teaching profession as you would know it in a school. I was working for London as a lead advisor in early years education, and I had also set up this vintage dress company. When the Crown Costume Department got in touch with me, I really wasn't prepared for what was going to happen next to the shop. The shop grew quite quickly overnight, and it meant that I was able to specialise in more quality dresses. Since working with Netflix, I've been able to streamline my company and really think about, what do I want my company to look like? At that time, I was sourcing all types of dresses, so lots of synthetic dresses, including polyester. So when I was recognised for the beautiful quality items that I had in my shop, I I realised it was best to move away from the polyester, move away from the synthetics, and then move into luxury fabrics. So velvets, tulle, taffeta, silk, wool, cotton. They are all fabrics that show luxurious style, and that is what Seasonally Dressed is about. This dress is looking beautiful and I can't wait to show you. Here's the dress in its full beauty, absolutely perfect for a Christmas event, a Christmas wedding, or the big day itself. This is an Alexan dress from the early 1990s. We've got the full black bodice. Because it's vintage and the quality is there, the dress has pockets either side as well. The dress will stay here just to dry overnight. It will have another once over tomorrow, making sure that there's no creases in the skirt section. It will be wrapped in tissue with ribbon, with washing instructions. Everything will be there, and hopefully the customer will be super happy. We're due to start thinking about heading over to the pub, and in here is my hats and my scarves. So I'm going to make a decision in a moment about what to wear. I've already got GB's bits and pieces out, so there. My other half's not really keen on wearing them unless it's super cold, but he may decide he wants them tonight. He's got his very old grey scarf. I remember buying this for him years ago now. I think it may have been one of the first Christmas presents I ever bought him. He loves his grey scarf. GB's woolly hat is so loved and he looks great in it. I bought this hat for GB before we went to a trip to Sweden. I haven't looked in here since the end of the summer, so I can't remember what's in here. Oh, everything's so sentimental. GB bought me this hat and scarf set, a matching set from Jules. He bought me this the year that my mum passed away. She worked in Jules right up until she passed, and this was a birthday present for me, and I've always loved this set. GB's mum bought me this hat and it is one of my favourites, but this one is super special because it belonged to my mum and it's very, very treasured. This is very, very treasured. In that first winter, this was just around me all the time. And obviously I've got my new green hat that I bought from Tesco this year, £7. That goes really nicely with my raincoat. Decisions. Yesterday you'll know that I bought this scarf and I just wanted to very quickly demonstrate how I wrap something up. I will be sharing this closer to Christmas. I know that some of you will be very keen to know now, so let's give you a very quick demonstration. So the first thing that you need to do is fold your fabric in half. So this is very big fabric, very large. It'd be nice for a large gift. So once you've got it out, let's pretend that somebody is going to get this amazing book called Still the Slow Home. It's beautiful in here, by the way. Let's have a quick look. GB and I would absolutely love to own somewhere like this. It's just gorgeous. But this is a lovely, lovely book all about slow living, and for us, that's what we're about. You can see where we get some of our inspiration from. At the top here it says these words: when I do less, I feel at ease. If I am rushed, I feel more stressed. When I disconnect, I feel more at peace, more in the moment. I have learnt to live without a television. We are the same. We have iPads but no television. I will tell you more about that another day. Calm is the weekend, being together on the weekend. GB and I definitely feel like that. We lead such busy lives that we like to be together at the weekend, but also be with the people that we love. The older we get, the more we feel confident to carve out our own way. Yes, I definitely feel like that. I won't read any more to you today, but this is a great, great book. Anyway, let's get it wrapped. So I've laid this out in a square, so I'll just show you. So it's in a square, it's just sitting on the bed. So I've placed the book in diagonally. The first job is to lift up the first section. Nice and tight. Silk works really well, but you will see that all fabric works well. The next job is to start wrapping till you get to the end. So I'm going to just hold it taut and I'm going to turn the fabric, just pull it at the sides, and then I can lift this one over and tuck it underneath. So this is what it's looking like now. The next job is to grab either end. I like to twist as I go, so I'm twisting, and then you simply tie in a knot. So 1, 2, and then I tend to pull over that flap, and you can tuck it all in over the edge. And there we have it, a gift wrapped with fabric. No wrapping paper involved, and isn't it gorgeous? I will share this again with you at some point leading up to Christmas, and just how I embellish it as well, but doesn't that look beautiful? How's this?
I would.
And the start of our bonfire evening, this is the Crown pub that we always go to before the fireworks. The feeling of walking into this pub always just brings back so many memories. One of the really special things about walking into this pub is that a picture is placed in the entrance of our old family home. So that building just there with the arch right near the War Memorial used to belong to my family many years ago, and it's only had one owner since. I would just absolutely love to buy it back one day. Did you know Henlow was the first place to have a Champneys spa resort? Right, well, let's get out of the cold and into the warm. The pub is super busy. It always is on bonfire night. Is it going to be a mulled wine or is it going to be hot chocolate this evening? I am tempted by the mulled wine, I've got to say, but I've heard that the hot chocolate comes with lots of marshmallows. It's going to be a tough choice. Hot chocolate, there you go. Bonfire Eve festivities are going on outside. It's super busy. There's such a great atmosphere here. And it's time to start walking down. I am feeling so excited. We all walk this direction through the village right up to the Millennium Field where the fireworks is. We really do have some beautiful houses in this village. The villages in the evening with their warm lights on just make me feel so happy. This little village shop, I used to buy so many sweets from that shop. Everyone's got their wellies on. They're all prepared for this cold evening. The Engineer's Arms, the pub in the middle of the village. Some people have a quick stop off at the Five Bells as well on the journey. Even the pets in the village are out to see what's going on. We're getting close now to the Millennium Field. Just to let you know, we've turned down the volume of the fireworks slightly to protect your lovely pets' ears, but there will be some flashing lights, of course. Everyone's making the same journey, same direction. It's just got such a great community feel. Let's put some money in the bucket for the Scouts, and the fireworks are just round the corner. Thank you.
Thank you. Right guys, what is the plan? Who wants to lead?
Meet at the front. Engineers?
Down the road in this mall.
Do make your way down.
Yeah, I'd meet you by the corner store. Evening came around. We were gorgeous to be free. On it.
We've got a lovely big fire, and we're a bit worried that it's going to be too big to see the fireworks. So we're going to go a little bit later with the launch fireworks, just to let the bonfire go down a little bit more, and then we'll get the show on the road. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, when you're in my life, yeah, I'm alright with you. Saturday in August came. I went to say goodbye one more time before you moved away. But I knew I was too late. Yeah, standing at your empty house with what I practiced, I would say. But it's all been left behind. The street lights in the summertime, you walk with me up all night to pass the time. Under street lights, I found heaven in your company. Was alright when you're in my life. Yeah, I'm alright with you. When it comes down to it, I just wanted you to stay. You were everything to me. Yeah, if I think about it, would it still be the same? Are we better off far away? Under street lights in the summertime, you walk with me up all night to pass the time. Under street lights, I found heaven in your company. I was alright when you're in my life. When it comes down to it, I just wanted you to stay. You were everything to me. Yeah. Think about it. Would it still be the same? Are we better off far away?
The 2024 fireworks.
We could climb every mountain, we could swim the deep blue sea, we could cross every desert and come back again. We could go any distance to chase down it.
Now, when Mum used to attend the fireworks with us, this was when it was go, 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 rush through the crowds. We've got to get home for the Strictly Come Dancing Sunday results. It brings back so many memories. It really, really does.
Where we are safe, where we are known. I know that there's no place like home. I know that there's no place like home.
Down here, I used to walk this every single day. I don't say this to you all the time.
Every memory, knowing all that matters is all we need. Yeah, I know where we belong.
But that one's for sale as well, Gary. I wonder how much that one is.
I know a place where we can go. I know a place where we can go, where we are safe, where we are known. I know that there's no place like home.
If you can see a little mark on my gilet, I had a little bit of an accident with the hot chocolate. I was drinking my hot chocolate and trying to get some marshmallows in my mouth at the same time, and you can imagine what happened. It just all went down my chin. I'm an absolute Honestly, I'm an absolute nightmare to go out with. I'll pop a little bit of fairy liquid on that and pop it in the machine and it'll be absolutely fine. We're home from the most fabulous fireworks display that we think we have ever been to. We cannot believe that the event that we go to is free. They have buckets at the front for the Scouts charity. They put on such an extravaganza for the local village. We got there in really good time, so we were able to get quite close to the front. We really could feel the warmth from the bonfire. It's been such a joyous evening. I'm full to the brim of hot chocolate. A little bit unusual, but we had chocolate mini eggs as a snack in the pub, which, considering we're in November and Easter was months ago, it does feel a bit strange, but they were very good. As always, fireworks with the family was super special. Bonfire weekend just signifies the start of moving into the festive season. When we walk back through the village and it's late in the evening, GB and I say every year, the festive season is just around the corner. We have a little rule at home, and that is we really only embrace the festive season after Remembrance Day on the 11th of November. We then say Christmas can start entering the home. Did have some really good news from here over to Henlow. I was in the car and my phone went off and I said to GB, it's the lady with the allotment, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read the message. So GB pulled over and he said, oh, I'll read it to you. And he read it out to me and I was almost crying because I have secured half of the allotment. I cannot be more happy about it. It feels like we were supposed to connect and meet because she's invited me over to a craft evening. And as you know, I do love a little bit of craft. This weekend has been amazing. I am absolutely made up. What a wholesome, amazing weekend. Bonfire night and being told that I've got half an allotment that I can dig and experiment with. I mean, is there anything more exciting than this? Well, we've reached the end of another weekend. As always, a huge thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Take good care and I'll see you all back here on Wednesday.